Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina of Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your September general reading. I have laid out the spokes of the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with the African Tarot and finish off with an oracle card. I want to thank you for liking, subscribing, donating, sharing, commenting, all the ways that you support my channel. It is truly appreciated. I could not be here without your support, so thank you for that. And let's get started, Virgo, with the energy for September, the Page of Cups. This shows you to be opening up your heart, to be receiving an offer, perhaps an apology, perhaps a conversation in which you are able to open up about an experience that you had. This is you really opening up to your own imaginative, creative potential, experiencing something in a new way, allowing yourself to go back to the beginning of a relationship, an event, or something, some effort that you love. In your 10th house is the Page of Pentacles, and this is the way others are seeing you. You are planning, devising, plotting, surveying, evaluating, projecting a plan in an area where there is potential, but nothing exists. This is you undertaking a new effort to build something, to grow something, to plan or develop something. This is the planning process, but it's more over an opportunity to start at the beginning of something. In your first house, we have the Six of Cups, which is also indicating an opportunity for you to revisit something in your past. This may be a relationship, it may be an opportunity or a new effort that you're planning, but you are connecting to a simpler, more innocent sense of self, sense of who you are, sense of what your gifts are. This is you reconnecting to the pleasure of exercising the love of play, craft, even work in a more playful way, a way that extracts maximum joy, pleasure, and benefit, gratitude, a full circle, simpler way of understanding this relationship or opportunity from the past. The fourth house is the Five of Pentacles, and this is your home. This is your family of origin, perhaps. This is your unconscious. And the Five of Pentacles is indicating that you are struggling with a sense of not having enough. There's some key area within your domestic environment or within yourself in which not only do you feel that you don't have enough, you don't know enough, you don't have the right tools for something that you want to do, but you also don't feel that you deserve the support and assistance that exists for you. You don't know how to ask for help. You're uncomfortable asking for help because you don't feel you deserve it. In your 7th house, we have the Ten of Swords. And this represents, I sense, the end of a significant relationship in your life. This may be the passing of someone important to you, but this feels like a long relationship in which you have felt that you failed in some significant way. You weren't happy. You were misunderstood. Perhaps you took on more than you could actually be accountable for. You did not mesh with your partner, or you did not have the same goals, the same ideas, the same sense of purpose, and this has created an opportunity for you to scrutinize, to analyze that relationship and the failures within it in such a way that you can understand better your role in that relationship, in those failures, in the unhappiness that it created, the pain that was created for others as well as yourself, but also to cut away, to release those things, to remove yourself from relationships and circumstances that did not promote you, that only left you with a sense of completion, closure, release, and acceptance. This is you finally seeing the truth in a situation that has been liberating you, that liberates you, that allows you to go forth and release this baggage. The first house, Six of Cups, is clarified by the Hermit in the second house, and the Ace of Swords in the third house. Yes, you are seeing the truth. You are communicating the truth. You are being honest in your communications, and this is in part through a process of pulling in, seeking answers within yourself, really looking at the ways in which you can consult the authorities you respect, those guides, those mentors, those teachers who you believe can open you up, expose you to a higher level of truth. This is your effort to elevate yourself spiritually, to solidify that you are on the path of your highest service. And by doing so, you not only unlock the ability to objectify painful experiences, but also to communicate the truths of those experiences with and among others. This is helping you to be a better teacher, a clearer teacher, take responsibility for what you have learned and making that of service to others. The Five of Pentacles in the fourth house is clarified by the Three of Swords, and in the fifth house, in the Strength card in the sixth house. Definitely challenging times for you. I do see you really working to cultivate this ability to observe yourself in action, to observe yourself in relationship, in communication, to step back and listen as part of your way of accepting not only the pain and discomfort of past experiences, particularly relationships, but also to deeply internalize this acceptance that these lessons, these experiences led to lessons, those being the gifts of the suffering that you've endured. So it wasn't for nothing. You've gained a lot out of it, and part of what you've gained is this incredible maturity, this way in which you've always understood that you help others, you support others best you can without an expectation of reward or return. However, you've learned that this goes much deeper, that support of others equitably where they need support must be factored on a much deeper evaluation of what is right for you, what supports you. And this takes this ability of Virgos to serve others, to help others, to uplift others to greater scrutiny. And it's not because you haven't been through difficulties. It's because you've been through so many difficulties in which you have been exploited for your service and help. And that has been damaging, deeply damaging, and not undeserved. And in some ways, I'm sensing that this reconnection to the past is helping you to look at and understand the suffering that something that began so beautifully could have evolved into so much suffering. The Ten of Swords in the 7th house is clarified by the Justice in the 8th house, and the Wheel of Fortune in the 9th house. Wow, justice is being done. You are more actively engaged in exactly that. The ability to distribute resources fairly, treat others equitably, address any inequities that you have participated in or that have been visited upon you. You are receiving justice. You are identifying that as the most important goal in the sustaining of your meaningful relationships. Justice being balance, harmony, equity, give and take, equality, so that there is no dominant or submissive force, but there is connection, deep connection, an ability to externalize, to talk about values, and to pull together on the basis of shared goals. This realization of the suffering that you've endured is really allowing the universe to reward you with a reconnection to good feelings, to positive feelings, to the depth of your emotions, your emotions around feeling good, around joy, around balance, around contentment. The Page of Swords in the 10th house is clarified by, is that just one card? Wow. These cards are so thick. The 10 of Pentacles in the 11th house and the High Priestess in the 12th house. You're all about the legacy building, and you have been for a very long time, which is in part what is making this realization around personal injustices, personal sense of lack, reserve, guilt, suffering, pain, is really being, this is allowing you to work with greater focus on equity, balance, wealth, abundance, so that it is fairly experienced by all involved. This is you distributing a sense of informing, being an agent of information about the necessity of this change, the true nature of abundance that exists in the world, the true ability we have to serve all members of our communities so that we share in abundance, well-being, upliftment. And this comes from your deep sense that this is where you belong in the world. Your sense of service is deeply connected not only to the work that you do in the world, in public, but it's also connected up with the sense that you are now able to experience the same wealth of abundance, of equality, of justice, of fairness, of harmony and balance, of good work in your personal life. This is reflecting back. So there's a symbiotic relationship between your understanding the sufferings in the past and the potential for abundance in the future. I'm going to clarify this reading with a botanical inspiration. And I've pulled the peony, and the key words are prosperity and compassion. Someone said prosperity depends more on wanting what you have than on having what you want. I will leave it there, Virgo. Thank you so much for this beautiful reading. Until next time, Namaste.